Hey guys, Sean with American Window Concepts, and today we're actually at a house on location, and I, with another helper, are replacing up all the glass in this house. Now, the guy who owns the house bought a bunch of windows that are recently replaced. We're talking maybe about 5 years ago, and they're very nice Milgard Tuscany windows, okay? And you can tell because you have, well, this style that you can tell is a Tuscany by the lock itself and the locking rail. It has a slight little bevel to it. Very nice window system. Now, the problem that we have with this is all the glass, every single window in this house, the spacer has failed. It has split and allowed air, our air that we breathe with all the humidity and everything, is in between the panes, and it's basically rusting out all of the low E coatings. Every single window has this problem. This is an Intercept spacer. Intercept spacer is just very cheap, and the glass itself is very thin. It almost sounds like very pingy, aluminy-like. It's just not very good stuff, okay? Now, the customer specified this style to save money. Well, in the long run, they're having to spend thousands to replace all the glass in this house. Warm edge spacers, you're not gonna have that issue. You're gonna have desiccant inside the spacer, and that's going to really help if there is moisture building up on the inside. It's going to actually take care of that. It's gonna soak that moisture up. You're not gonna have to worry about that. Well, with an Intercept spacer, you're not getting any of that. Sorry to Intercept, but it is what it is, all right? I've been doing this for a very long time, and anytime we deal with an Intercept spacer, there's always gonna be seal failures included quite quickly. Yeah, I'm gonna show you a couple of things, you know, how we're taking the glass out, and then kind of how it looks as well. So what he's doing right now is he's basically taking off the interior glazing bead. With Milgard, a lot of their glazing bead is on the inside. So before, we've already taken a putty knife and broken the seal on every single window on the outside. That way, whenever he takes off this interior glazing bead, that's gonna expose the raw edge of the glass, and that will allow him to pull this glass out. Now, this is what we do anytime there's a service request, if there's something, there's like a glass issue. All these windows are made to be serviced. And as you can see, you know, these things come right out. No harm to the frame has been done. So this is what's left behind is this double-sided tape, and we're basically going to strip all this. That way we can put a nice clean bead of sealant on this window and then allow for the new glass to go in, grab on that nice sealant. But this right here has to come off. So this is, you know, one of the things that we have to do whenever we're servicing these style of windows. But if you have vinyl windows and you are noticing you have issues with glass getting fogged up or whatever, don't fall for somebody saying, oh, we gotta replace the whole window. No, you don't have to. You replace just the glass and you're gonna be a happy camper all over again. Okay, so on this window, I'm basically, we have all the tape removed, so I'm just dusting it off, and then I'm going to apply a bead of caulking. I'll set this here, and when I'm doing, I like to get as close to the corner as I can, because what I don't want to do is have some big mess to clean up once the glass goes in. So I'm setting that, and I'm going to do that all four corners, and then we'll put the shim in. Okay guys, so here's the new dual pane glass unit. It has this layer protecting the glass itself. They ship it this way to protect the surface of the glass. That way, you know, promotes no scratching on the glass. You don't want to receive a brand new piece of glass and you have scratches. So they have this armor that goes on the glass surface itself. So anyways, this is the one that's going to go in here and replace. And it's so simple. All we're gonna do is just make sure that we put this end in first, so that way we don't hit the Milgard lock. And we're on top of the shims. Make sure we are squared. There we go, perfect. So now we are set. And she's a perfect fit. I love that. I love that I know how to measure for all this stuff because it's all about the measurements, right? What you don't want to do is put this window on this surface without a shim. Sean, why? Okay, the reason why is because when it rains outside, water is gonna sheet on the exterior of this. It's going to build up behind this. It's very possible that water will get down in here, and that's why there's weep holes here. So that way any water that does get inside this has some place to go once it's in. What would that do to your spacer if it's soaking in water? Well, you don't gotta be a rocket scientist to figure it's probably gonna break your seal and you're going to have fog all over again. So always wanna make sure that you leave a gap underneath so that way you're not having glass shifting, for one. The other is so that way, if there's water underneath, it doesn't sit and rest in water, it's going to break your seal. Now that the glass is in, we have our glazing bead. So this is what's covering the raw edge of the glass, right? So you have to have something to finish it, otherwise it's gonna look crazy. And we don't want that for our houses. So you basically just slide this in and it just pops right in place. Look at how cool. Boom, we're done. So I always like to do the top first. That's kind of like my own little trick because I can walk away from this. If we were to put it on the bottom only, you can imagine a cold breeze or something might just push this window in and we lose our glass. Okay, so here's my other pieces. I'm just gonna take a look to see which one is which. I believe this is our bottom, and it is. So you can also use like a little mallet or something like this here to just kind of pop this in. You're not gonna harm anything by doing this. Right? Start on one corner and just work your way over. You don't want to do that with a metal hammer. You know, something wood, something soft like a rubber mallet, all that's great. Okay, cool. So now that we have the glazing bead is snapped in, I'm basically just going to take this, peel off the protective layer. Now, the funny thing about this is as you tear this off or peel this off, it's actually generating electricity. So if you had somebody on the outside and you just rip this, they can feel a little pop. Pretty funny. And for the outside, look at that. And this is 3 layers of low E. The one that was there before was 2 layers. So now we're gonna upgrade them to 3 layers of low E. Look at that. You can't even tell that it's there. Here's the one with no glass, and then there's glass here. Look at how clear that is. That's what you want, right? That's why you spend so much money on brand new windows is, look at how clear that is. This customer is gonna be very, very happy. Okay, so now we're at the point where the window glass has been replaced, and look at how much better this looks. There was nothing wrong with the frame. The frame was great. It's a great window. The glass needed to get taken care of. So we came out with brand new Cardinal dual pane glass units with warm edge spacer, desiccant inside the spacer. I mean, this is really, really a massive upgrade for this home and these windows. So now, these are unstoppable. Fantastic windows. All right, guys, make it a great day. Before you click off this video, if you live in the Ventura, LA, or Dallas-Fort Worth area and you are interested in a free in-home estimate, go to the website, click on the request. The link is down below in the description. I will reach out to you. Thank you guys so much.